Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Young and Restless preview. The Winters clan has more than Mamie to worry about when Jill drops a bomb on them. In a Young and Restless preview for the week of May 13 to 17, Ashley's alters are making bad impressions. Read on for the details and watch the video below. In the promo for next week, Sally asks Audra, "How do you know when it's finally time to cut and run?" Is she talking about Adam, her struggling company, or both? Last week, Alan, Ashley's psychologist friend from Paris, met with her alter Ms. Abbott. Ms. Abbott apologized for her other alter's inappropriate behavior the night before and snapped at him when he tried to be her friend rather than the shrink she knew he was. Coming up, Alan tells Tracy, "Well, I'm afraid it's worse than I thought. There's obviously more than one personality at play here, and the one I just spoke to is rather concerning." Previously, Mamie called a meeting at Chancellor Winters with Lily, Devin, Nate, and Abby in attendance. Mamie purposefully didn't invite Billy, as she felt he and Jill were causing dysfunction in their family. Mamie admitted she wanted Billy and Jill out to make this the family business it should be. She didn't get the response she wanted, with everyone thinking their troubles started when Mamie returned to town. Disgusted, Mamie stormed out and they realized they just made an enemy of her. Coming up, Jill makes a major decision that sends shockwaves through the family. Lily tells Devin and Nate, "I have been very loyal to Jill, and this is a complete betrayal, so we have to respond accordingly." Nate says, "You do realize she's going to explode when we do this, right?" Devin replies, "I don't care. She dropped a bomb on us and we're going to return the favor. Just what has Jill done?" As the sun cast its golden hues across the picturesque city of Genoa City, the Winters clan found themselves entangled in a web of secrets and revelations, with the arrival of an unexpected bombshell threatening to shake the very foundation of their family dynamics. Nestled in the heart of the bustling metropolis, the Winters family estate stood as a beacon of elegance and tradition. Neil Winters, the patriarch of the family, had built an empire from the ground up, his unwavering determination and relentless ambition serving as the cornerstone of his success. Alongside him stood his wife, Drusilla, a force of nature in her own right, whose fierce independence and unyielding spirit had endeared her to all who knew her. Their children, Lily and Devin, were the epitome of grace and charm, each carving their own path in the world while staying true to the values instilled in them by their parents. But beneath the veneer of prosperity and happiness lurked a shadowy past, one that threatened to resurface and unravel the very fabric of their existence. It all began with the return of Jill Abbott, a formidable presence in her own right, whose arrival in Genoa City sent shockwaves through the close-knit community. Armed with a secret that could shatter the Winters family to its core, Jill wasted no time in making her intentions known, her icy demeanor belying the storm that brewed within. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the sprawling estate, the Winters family gathered for what was supposed to be a joyous occasion, a celebration of love and unity. But as the evening wore on, tensions simmered beneath the surface, threatening to erupt at any moment. It was during a lull in the festivities that Jill seized her moment, her voice cutting through the hushed whispers and nervous laughter like a knife through butter. With a steely gaze, she turned her attention to Neil and Drusilla, her words dripping with venom as she revealed the long-buried secret that had haunted her for decades. "Mamie isn't the only one who has been keeping secrets," she declared, her tone laced with accusation. "There's something you need to know about your past, Neil. Something that will change everything." The air grew thick with tension as the gravity of Jill's words sank in, the implications of her revelation sending shockwaves rippling through the gathered crowd. Neil's brow furrowed in confusion, his mind racing as he struggled to make sense of what he was hearing. Drusilla's hand tightened around his arm, her eyes wide with disbelief as she searched his face for answers. "What are you talking about, Jill?" Neil demanded, his voice betraying the turmoil raging within him. "What secret could possibly be so earth-shattering that you felt the need to disrupt our family gathering?" Jill's lips curled into a cold smile, her eyes glittering with malice as she relished in the chaos she had unleashed. "It's simple, Neil," she replied, her voice dripping with contempt. "You're not who you think you are, and neither is your precious wife." The words hung in the air like a dark cloud, casting a pall over the once joyous occasion as the implications of Jill's revelation reverberated through the room. Neil's mind reeled as he struggled to process the enormity of what he had just learned, his world crumbling around him as the truth threatened to consume him whole. But amid the chaos and confusion, a voice rose above the din, cutting through the tension like a ray of light piercing the darkness. It was Lily, her eyes blazing with determination as she stepped forward to confront Jill head-on. "Enough, Jill," she declared, her voice ringing with authority. "Whatever secrets you think you have, they don't matter. We are a family, and nothing you say can change that." Her words struck a chord with those gathered, their resolve strengthening as they rallied around her, united in their determination to weather the storm together. And as the dust settled and the truth began to emerge from the ashes of deceit, the Winters clan found themselves stronger and more resilient than ever before, their bonds forged in the fires of adversity. For in the end, it was not the secrets of the past that defined them, but the love and loyalty that held them together, a beacon of hope in a world fraught with uncertainty. And as they stood united against the trials that lay ahead, they knew that no matter what the future held, they would face it together, as a family. The sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows across the quaint streets of Genoa City. As the day waned, tension simmered beneath the surface, ready to erupt like a volcano. The Winters clan, a cornerstone of the community, found themselves at the center of a storm they never saw coming. Mamie Johnson, their steadfast matriarch, had long been their rock, but now they faced a revelation that threatened to shatter their world. In the heart of the bustling city, the Winters family home stood proud, a beacon of stability amidst the chaos. Inside, Neil Winters, the patriarch, paced anxiously, his mind racing with thoughts of the bombshell about to be dropped. His wife, Drusilla, tried to calm him, her soothing words a futile attempt to quell his mounting unease. "Neil, whatever it is, we'll face it together," she reassured him, her hand resting gently on his arm. He nodded, but the worry etched deep lines in his face, betraying his facade of composure. Meanwhile, Lily, their daughter, hovered nearby, her eyes wide with curiosity and fear. She sensed the gravity of the situation, though the specifics remained a mystery. Across town, Jill Abbott, a force to be reckoned with, held the key to the impending chaos. As she strode into the Abbott mansion, her heels clicking on the marble floor, she exuded confidence and determination. She had a score to settle, and nothing would stand in her way. With a sharp rap on the door, Jill announced her presence, her entrance like a gust of wind that threatened to upend everything in its path. Jack Abbott, her longtime rival and occasional ally, greeted her with a wary smile, his eyes narrowing in suspicion. "What brings you here, Jill?" he asked, his tone laced with skepticism. But Jill had no time for pleasantries. She came with a purpose, a revelation that would rock the very foundation of Genoa City's elite. With a dramatic flourish, she produced a sealed envelope, its contents a mystery that sent shivers down Jack's spine. "I have information that will change everything," she declared, her voice dripping with anticipation. Jack's curiosity piqued. He reached for the envelope, his hands trembling ever so slightly. He knew that whatever lay inside had the power to reshape their world, for better or for worse. Back at the Winters residence, tension hung heavy in the air as they awaited Jill's arrival. Mamie, the family's stalwart pillar, sat quietly in her favorite armchair, her face a mask of serenity that belied the turmoil within. She had weathered many storms in her lifetime, but none quite like this. As the clock ticked ominously, a knock echoed through the house, signaling Jill's arrival. Neil moved to answer it, his heart pounding in his chest as he prepared to face whatever truth awaited them. With a sense of foreboding, he swung open the door, revealing Jill standing on the threshold, her expression unreadable. Behind her, Jack loomed like a specter, his presence casting a long shadow over the room. "Come in, Jill," Neil said, his voice steady despite the turmoil raging inside him. Jill stepped into the foyer, her gaze sweeping over the assembled family members with a mix of satisfaction and remorse. She knew the bombshell she carried would change everything, irrevocably altering the course of their lives. Without preamble, she handed the envelope to Neil, her eyes boring into his as if daring him to open it. With trembling hands, he broke the seal and withdrew the contents, his breath catching in his throat as he read the words written on the page. As the truth dawned on him, a stunned silence descended over the room, broken only by the sound of Neil's ragged breathing. The implications of Jill's revelation were staggering, threatening to tear apart the very fabric of their family. But amid the chaos, Mamie remained a beacon of strength, her steady gaze a source of comfort in the storm. Though the road ahead would be fraught with challenges, she knew that together, they would weather the storm and emerge stronger than ever before. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, the Winters clan stood united, ready to face whatever trials lay ahead. For in the end, it was their bond as a family that would see them through, no matter what obstacles stood in their way.